One of the first digital products I ever made was a $5 Google Doc that only took me a few hours to create, but it's what helped me build a $200,000 digital product business. And I'm gonna walk you through how you can follow the same strategy. When I first started my business, I had been working on my Etsy printable shop for a few months, and I was part of a few Facebook groups that helped me stay updated and connected. And I started seeing the same questions come up in the groups from new Etsy sellers, like how do I write better product descriptions to increase conversions? What are the best digital products to create right now? How do I stay organized without feeling completely overwhelmed? So I figured instead of answering the same questions in comments or DMs, what if I just created a simple resource? So I opened up a Google Doc and started refining and dropping in the exact templates I created for myself and had already been using in my own shop, which I thought would benefit other sellers as well. I added my content calendar, the same one I used to plan my listings and promotions, my competitor research spreadsheet, which I used to track what was working for others in my niche, a simple niche questionnaire to help people get clarity on what they should be selling in their shop to attract the right customers, and even a small library of email subject lines that I'd written and tested myself to boost sales in my shop when traffic was down. Basically, it was a starter pack for anyone feeling stuck, and I priced it at just $5. Nothing fancy, as you can see. I just wanted it to be an easy yes. I sent an email out to my small email list at the time, and I promoted it more on my socials, specifically Pinterest and Instagram, to get a greater customer base to test my product. And to be honest, I didn't think much of it. I was just starting out and I didn't think it would get much attention. But then to my surprise, I started getting sales. 4 on the first day to be exact. It was just $20 in revenue, but it changed everything for me. Now that I was confident in my product, and I validated that it was profitable, I knew I had something worth building on. So I started promoting it more consistently. I also connected directly with my paying customers through emails and DMs, asking them for feedback on the template, not only to get testimonials that I could use to further promote it, but to also see if I can improve the template to get them even better results. I kept updating the document, kept talking about it, and slowly more sales started coming in. Now, what changed everything was that shortly after that, I was receiving emails from my customers asking questions about my selling strategies and if I could provide even more tips for their shops, which gave me my next best idea. My customers wanted more guidance and ultimately someone to walk them through the Etsy selling journey from beginning to end. So I decided to create a full Etsy seller guide ebook, something that didn't just give them tools, but actually taught them how to use them. I priced it at $18 and filled it with everything I'd learned so far. How to come up with product ideas, how to do basic keyword research, how to optimize your listings, and even how to promote your shop without feeling overwhelmed. At this point, I had already started my YouTube channel, so I began posting videos covering topics that aligned with the ebook. I didn't go too overboard with the content. I just showed what I was doing and how it was working for me. And what surprised me was that people actually started finding me through those videos. They would watch a tutorial, click the link in the description box, and end up buying the ebook. This ended up being a turning point for me because not only did I sell multiple copies, but that small $18 offer brought in a completely new audience. And it showed me that when you create a digital product that answers real questions and real problems people are currently having, it becomes really easy to sell. On top of that, if you start with a low ticket offer, like my Google Doc, for example, not only is it easier to attract more buyers, but you can use your customers' feedback to guide you towards the next higher ticket offer in your business. As more people joined my email list and started messaging me, I kept getting similar questions once again. They loved the ebook and found it super helpful, but they wanted even more guidance from me, not just with Etsy, but with time management, marketing, customer service, the full picture. That's when I decided to launch my very first high ticket offer, which was a group coaching program. I charged $497 per person, which honestly felt like a big leap at the time, but I knew I could walk people through step by step what I had already done and what was working for me. I announced it to my email list and posted about it on my socials, and every spot filled up quickly. That was the first month I reached over $10,000 in revenue from my digital products and services. Some people from the group coaching program even reached out to me privately asking if I did one-on-one coaching. So I opened up private sessions for $200 an hour. And that started filling up too. Now around the same time, I went back to my original ebook, priced originally at $18, and gave it a full update. I added more examples, clarified a few steps, and included some of the strategies I had shared in my coaching sessions. I relaunched it at $39, and currently it continues to sell multiple copies every week. Now, just a quick note here. When I first started selling my templates and guides, I was using a platform that's unfortunately no longer available. So if you're thinking about starting your own digital product journey and want something more long-term, reliable, and beginner-friendly, I suggest checking out Hostinger, which has an AI website builder that can create a whole website for you in just a few minutes. And there's a 0% transaction fee, so you get to keep all the profits from your digital product sales. Since it's one of the most affordable website hosting platforms for selling digital products, I've partnered with them to give you an additional 10% off any plan you choose on top of their already discounted rate. And there's a 30-day money-back guarantee in case you change your mind. I recommend going with the business plan because it has a lot of enhanced features that the premium one doesn't have. So you can go to choose plan, and then you can select how long you want your plan for. The longer you select, the lower the monthly cost will be. And then if you add in my coupon code Sandra D, you'll get an extra 10% off on top of the already discounted rate. When you're ready, hit continue and then follow the prompts to sign up. You'll be brought to this page where you can then add a website, and I'm gonna go into Hostinger Website Builder. Now I have a step-by-step tutorial on how to let AI create a website for you within a couple of minutes, so I will link that for you down below. But basically, we're gonna put in a brand name and description, then click create a website, and it's basically going to create this whole website with a bunch of sections for you that you can then customize as much as you want to. This literally takes less than a minute. So just like that, I have a whole template that I can work through, and everything actually looks amazing just from the description that I gave it. So you'll see all of the elements on the left side here. You can go into add element, you can add in text, go into pages and navigation if you want to add in a different page. So again, super customizable, and I will link a step-by-step tutorial on this. If I want to add a digital product, I would go to manage products over here, add product, and select digital product to upload the image, the file, and a detailed description. To make sure you get paid when customers purchase your product, go into payments, and you can connect your PayPal or Stripe account depending on how you want to get paid. It's one of the best and most affordable platforms that I've come across in terms of how many features you get with it for selling digital products. So again, I will link everything for you down below. So the way I was able to grow my digital product business to consistently generate $15,000 to $20,000 per month was by eventually creating a product suite that could grow with my audience. I started with a low-ticket Google Doc, which led into my mid-ticket offer, my Etsy ebook, and then eventually to my high-ticket products, like my $497 digital course and one-on-one coaching. Having that mix made a huge difference. It gave people options at different stages of their journey and made it so much easier for me to hit consistent revenue goals without relying on thousands of tiny $5 template sales. But it was also important to know exactly who I was creating my products for. Every offer I made, every piece of content I shared, every email I sent, it was all focused on one type of person, and ultimately, I let them guide me. Their questions and struggles became the foundation for every product I created next. Make sure to sign up for Hostinger using the link in the description box below and use code SandraD for 10% off the already discounted rate. You can check out this video next for a step-by-step training on how to start selling digital products today, even if you're a complete beginner starting from scratch. So I'll see you there.